This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
We continue in a weather alert until 6 o'clock tonight. This morning, freezing rain made things very rough for commuters and emergency responders. You saw this video from Jefferson County. This is a Rock Community fire truck losing control on icy streets in an Imperial subdivision. Fortunately, no one was injured. The department says the video highlights the challenges and hazards firefighters face every day.
That is not all. Drivers had a hard time staying on the road all morning. Take a look at this. Metro bus slid into several parked cars in St. Louis. This is at Cherokee and Gravois. We don't know if anyone was hurt in this scene. And this was the scene on Interstate 70 in Wentzville. Semi-trucks ended up in the median. Crews got them straightened out and reopened the interstate. There are no reports of injuries.
And check out this accident on North Broadway in St. Louis. A salt truck slid down a hill, hit a couple of posts, and ran into Elite Supermarket. We're told no one was in the building at the time. The driver was sent to the hospital.
Here's what things look like right now on Interstate 64. This is a live look at the conditions in Chesterfield. You can see traffic is moving. There's not a lot of traffic out there on a mostly wet highway. And here's Interstate 55 in Jefferson County. A live look from Arnold. Pretty much the same. More wet roads. Traffic is moving right along. But keep in mind, there could still be some icy patches as well north in Illinois. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Mike Bush. Many had some mishaps away from roads. Hospitals report dozens of visits to emergency rooms from people who fell on the ice.
Let's get right to meteorologist Jim Castillo and the weather first forecast. Hopefully, Jim, though, is the worst behind us.
Yes, the worst is absolutely behind most of us. We just have two counties in Illinois, Macoupin and Montgomery counties underneath that winter weather advisory until 9, and it might actually be expired early. But even those slips and falls, courtesy of that glazing of ice, John sent this in from East Belleville. Now it's turned to just rain there around that area. And then Winfield, Missouri and Lincoln County, Nancy sending this in of the ice accretion right on the trees and tree limbs. Not enough to cause power outages or big limbs to come down. Luckily, that ice turned, or freezing rain turned to just plain rain, but boy, it's a cold rain. 36 degrees right now at Lambert and that humidity at 86%. So still raining. It's going to be a soaking rain tonight. And then those areas we're still watching. Look at Warrenton, about 32. St. Charles, 33, just above that freezing mark. But really, it's Litchfield, 32 degrees there. So it is Macoupin and Montgomery counties in purple still. And then that Doppler weather radar, most of this is just rain, but we're still seeing, let's zoom in a little bit here, right around that border there from Litchfield to Staunton, still that area or light glazing of ice still possible this evening. So the weather headlines, above freezing overnight for all of us, a soaking rain, cloudy tomorrow, some good dry time in there, but mainly rain for the rest of the week. Much more in our forecast coming up.
Well, the commute home should be much better than this morning's rush to work. Temperatures are warmer, as Jim said, so we're mostly seeing rain.
Yes, and 5 on your side's Holden Kerwicki is keeping an eye on the roads and the storm traffic. Holden, where are you, and how are the roads?
Well, Kelly, I am on I-70 eastbound right now in St. Peters, and I want to give you a look at the roads right now. It's a much different scene than what we saw this morning. Obviously, a lot of people waking up, finding a lot of ice, not only in the roadway, but on their driveway and on the sidewalks as well. A lot of schools were canceled overnight. But throughout the day, it has really warmed up out here. You're not seeing a lot of ice out on the roadway anymore. You can see this truck in front of us just scooted along pretty fast out here. But for the most part, people are taking it nice and slow. But the biggest issue as we move farther into the evening is now as this rain continues to move in, more people are kind of getting out on the roads that maybe were a little afraid to get out there earlier today. And especially on the interstate, it's kicking all of that spray up, and you can see the wipers going pretty consistently there because the rain is continuing down pretty steadily. Now, earlier this morning, the ice, of course, was a factor. Missouri State Highway Patrol says they fielded over 600 calls, 3 of which were fatal, and 1 including over by Columbia involving a tractor trailer where 1 person was killed on I-70. But here closer to home, you can see just really wet out here. Now, if you do have to get out throughout the day, or throughout the evening, make sure you give yourself plenty of time and just take things slowly. I'm going to continue monitoring conditions out on the roadways, but for now, I'm going to send it back to you in the studio. Reporting live on I-70, Holden Krewicki, 5 on your side.
All runways are open now, but it was quite a mess at St. Louis Lambert International Airport this morning. Here are some pictures of the icy runways that the airport staff shared. All flights were halted at one point, leading to cancellations and delays. 5 on your side's Diamond Palmer is live at the airport. Things getting back to normal, Diamond?
Well, Kelly, things are definitely starting to look a little bit normal here at St. Louis Lambert Airport. As you mentioned, all 3 runways are cleared for travel, and many travelers have even told us that they've successfully been able to rebook their flights and change their plans today. Now, up to 1/10 of an inch of freezing rain covered Lambert's runways this morning, making it dangerous for travelers and airline staff. The airport says all the runways were closed until 8 a.m. this morning. Now, throughout the day, they worked to clear off and de-ice those runways with the help of the city of St. Louis. But many airlines decided last night they weren't going to fly into Lambert because of the amount of ice, which led to dozens of cancellations today. Travelers I spoke to today were disappointed, and it's something many flyers planned for with travel insurance.
We knew that this could potentially be a possibility, but you know, it is what it is. I'd rather be safe than sorry. I'm okay that we're grounded. We're going to hopefully get a flight out tonight at 8:30.
Check with the airline, because there still are a lot of cancellations just based on the overall operation and what they think they can get out, because there will be de-icing once the airplane pushes back.
Now, at this point, still airline officials are urging travelers to check with their airline for flight delays or cancellations before coming to the airport, and get here 2 hours in advance if your flight is scheduled still to be on time. Reporting live here in St. Louis, Diamond Palmer, 5 on your side.
The ice hit most of the state of Missouri. This was the scene this morning in the town of Ozark between Springfield and Branson. A glaze over the roads. People in Kansas City and Columbia also woke up to icy conditions.
The race for the Republican nomination for president down to 2. Coming up, how the shrinking field could impact races in Illinois.
Plus, identifying Alzheimer's with a blood test, what researchers say is the biggest tell.